Welcome, friends, family, and graduates of the Environmental Design class of 2025. Today is absolutely the best day of the academic year when we celebrate the accomplishment of completing your undergraduate education. Congratulations, graduates. My name is Stacy Schulte. I have the honor of serving as the director of the program in environmental design, and it's an absolute pleasure to be here with you all today. A lot of planning went into bringing us together. I'd like to thank everyone who made this event possible, in particular Amanda Pyers and Caitlin Porras. I share this stage with some of our amazing faculty and staff. Please join me in a big round of applause for all of them. And to the mountain backdrop. You are doing your job just by standing there majestically, as you have for the last 4 years and eons before that. Graduates of 2025, the last couple days I've been looking at your work in the senior showcase, and it's unbelievably good. You didn't know how to do most of those things 4 years ago. And you now have the skills, the talent, the drive to go out into the world and create places that are more healthy, just, and beautiful. I hope you are as proud of yourselves as we are all proud of you. Today, we celebrate you. You are the 51st graduating class of ENVD. Last year, we celebrated our 50th anniversary. Professor Jade Polizzi researched the history of ENVD and interviewed over 50 alumni. What she found was that the hallmark of ENVD throughout the decades has been an incredible sense of community. I had the pleasure of sitting with the students on Folsom Field this morning, and I was blown away by the friendship and camaraderie that you all share. Take that sense of community, your passion and your compassion out into the world with you as a forever ENVD buff. When people ask me about college kids these days, I tell them that it's not easy being a student, but that one of the greatest joys of our jobs as faculty and staff is that every day we see the resilient, passionate, and kind human beings that you are. I would like to introduce one such student to help kick us off, the President of Environmental Design, Student Government, Mary Miller.
Thank you, Stacy. Good evening, families, friends, faculty, staff, and the graduating class of 2025. My name is Mary Miller, and it is my honor to welcome you here today as the President of Environmental Design Student Government. When I was in the 8th grade, I was sitting in a life studies class when my teacher wrote the question, "Who are you?" on the board. We had just started a career unit, and each of us was to choose a career to research over the next few weeks. We were given a sheet of paper, and by the end of class, we were to write down and turn in our chosen career. My classmates' papers said they were going to research careers in nursing, welding, construction management, and farming. Mine said landscape architecture. This title was one that fascinated me from a pretty young age, but it wasn't until many years later and a university transfer that I truly found myself within it. I found myself within the degree, the professors that taught me, the classmates that surrounded me, and the building that we all know and hopefully love, even if only because of the people inside. I welcome you here today on behalf of serving this past year as the EDSG president, a position I have held so close to my heart. Although it looked great on a resume or on my email signature, I knew immediately after being elected that it meant so much more to me than that. I considered this role to be a serious responsibility and not something to be taken lightly. Being able to represent the student body over the past year was an incredible honor, and I cannot express my gratitude to have held this responsibility. After today, we will all share one title, Bachelors of Environmental Design. I believe this title also holds great responsibility that we will all carry after today. To hold a design degree should be a promise to ourselves, to our peers, and to our communities, that we will work to design spaces and experiences with deep thought and care. This is an ambitious goal, but it is possible through developing strong community, something ENVD has taught us all how to do very well. Thank you to everyone that has been a part of my community and time here in ENVD. I cannot thank you all individually because I would be up here forever, but you know who you are, and thank you. Thank you to all the faculty and staff who continue to be a strong foundation for EDSG and what we stand for. Thank you to this year's EDSG board. You are all the reason I have been so proud of the work we have done. Thank you to next year's EDSG board as well. It will be hard to leave this position, but I have full confidence in the future of our student government. Thank you to all of the faculty and staff that make up this program that I so deeply respect. Thank you, most of all, to my peers. Whether I knew you through lectures or studio, printing your posters in my past time at the DMC, being your TA, having you as my TA, or in any other way, thank you. It has been a great honor to represent all of you, and I have no doubt that all of you will take your responsibility to the field of design seriously, but still with authentic passion and dedication. I am humbled to be the one here welcoming you today, and I have high hopes for the future of this cohort. 8th grade Mary had no idea at the time where researching landscape architecture would take her, but if I had the chance to go back and give her advice, I don't think I would say anything. I would leave her to make the same exact choices that led me here to these mountains, this university, this program, these people, and the continuous support, love, and family that is environmental design. Thank you.
Every fall, ENVD honors our distinguished alumni. The recipient of our Distinguished Alum Award is then asked to serve as our graduation speaker. I'm pleased to introduce this year's Distinguished Award winner, Mark Meiser. Mark, president, founder, and CEO of Rothschild's Downs and Mies Development Company, has been a leader in mixed-use real estate development for over 30 years. He has overseen more than $10 billion in commercial projects, managing the design and construction of over 15 million square feet of retail, entertainment, and hospitality spaces, including 5,500 stores and restaurants. These include many places that me and you have visited. A pioneer in tenant coordination technology, he co-invented a leading project management software. His passion for design has driven sustainability and biophilic practices in residential development. His firm has received over 20 prestigious awards, including the Urban Land Institute Award for Excellence and LEED Gold certification. Beyond his professional success, he is a devoted father of 3, one of whom I understand is in the audience, who just also graduated today. And Mark enjoys exploring the American West, snowboarding, and mountain biking. I know Mark through his tremendous commitment to supporting ENVD. Mark has hired almost 15 students. He recently secured scholarships for 5 of our students to attend an international real estate conference. He is a member of our Alumni Advisory Board, and he is an enthusiastic advocate for students, our program, our faculty, and staff. Mark is absolutely committed to building a better world through design, and we are honored to have him give the 2025 ENVD commencement address. Please join me in welcoming Mark Meiser.
Life as an artist. It's a great honor to be here today, to be here with you, and to be recognized by my university and by my community. Congratulations, graduating class of 2025. Please stand with me, class of 2025. Let's see you. All right. Come on. Woo! All right. Please give a shout out, a thank you to your teachers, your professors, your administrators, your fellow students, and your alumni, and most importantly, your parents. Look around, you guys look around. Please take a moment, remember your freshman class, 200 plus of you. Look around, where did they go? What did they do? What choices did they make? They did not accomplish what you have all done. Be proud. They did not sacrifice to stay up in studio all night. They did not challenge themselves to find their creative powers. Your superpower. Be proud. Trust me, creativity will be your guide to adventure and discovery. Trust me, you have earned your bachelor's degree from the College of Environmental Design. There is no better degree in the country to open doors. Be proud. This is your community for life. Where you earned your superpower and your life as an artist. The universe will provide for your art. Life is not a dress rehearsal for living. Live your life every day. Lead a balanced life. Be passionate about your loved ones. Be passionate about your work. Be passionate about your play. And be passionate about your community. Life is not linear. It is a crab crawl. Especially life as an artist. Because true art will take more time, more energy, more money, more sacrifice than you can imagine. Because design matters. Thinking people matter. Curiosity matters. Not being afraid matters. Lines on paper matter. Living your life for self matters. Challenging the status quo matters. Collaboration matters. Being present to your fellow human beings matters. And more than at any time in our country's history, character matters. Community matters. Your impact matters. Class of 2025, take your superpower, creativity, and you will find your best life as an artist. You will find your creative freedom, you will find your financial freedom, and hopefully you will find your spiritual freedom. Great begets greatness. Design buffs, class of 2025, find greatness. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Each year, we recognize the students who have earned the highest GPA in their major. Hota Samper and Valeria Henao will introduce our Spring 2025 Distinguished and Outstanding Graduates.
Hello, everyone. So today we have the privilege of recognizing our distinguished graduates, students who have earned the highest GPA in their respective majors. I'll read their names, and I invite you to celebrate them with a well-deserved round of applause. Please stand when I call your name. Distinguished graduate in Sustainable Planning and Urban Design, Gillian Draheim.
Distinguished graduate in Landscape Architecture, Rachel Martino.
Distinguished graduate in Environmental Products of Design, Nicholas Lankau.
This is really exciting. And now we have the pleasure to introduce the ENVD Distinguished Graduate in Architecture, who is also the ENVD Spring 2025 Outstanding Graduate, having earned the highest GPA in all the majors of this spring graduating class. She is Serena Langdon-Dimidjian. Carlos Mesa, the architect, once said, "Give me the most loving family. Let me design their home. And I will have them hating each other as dogs at the end of it." Behind this unsettling metaphor lie two powerful messages. The first one echoes Churchill's perspective on environmental design. We shape our buildings, and afterwards, our buildings shape us. The second, and perhaps the most important, is the ethical responsibility we, as designers, carry. Our designs have the power to shape society in profound ways. They can foster well-being or contribute to its unraveling. That power is not abstract. Is real, and today it becomes yours, graduates, to carry. I cannot think of a better graduate today than Serena to embody the best that ENVD stands for, not only through creativity and the ability to weave ideas into space. Serena also designs with empathy, purpose, and unwavering committing to equity, through an understanding of how those spaces can either uplift or diminish our humanity.
I met Serena in 2023 when she joined us for 6 weeks in the global seminar in Medellin. The connections we build during that program go far beyond traditional classrooms. We live and learn together, on site, in the field, sharing meals, painting, building, laughing, crying. And in that time, we came to truly know Serena. Serena leads with empathy,
She listens deeply. She understands her privilege, and she uses it to amplify the voices of those who are often left out of the design conversation. In Colombia, she used her skills to honor the memories of communities that were forgotten by violence. Serena consistently looked out for everyone around her, her classmates, her community members, even us, always offering care, even in the most difficult or unpredictable situations. And oh boy, we had some of those. Serena, we are grateful we have crossed paths with you on this journey. Thank you for reminding us that design, when it's done with care, can be a tool for justice, healing, and transformation.
So please join us in celebrating ENVD Spring 2025 Outstanding Graduate, Serena Langdon-Dimidjian.
Thank you. Some of my most treasured memories of my childhood are in my grandparents' kitchen. My mom's side of the family is Armenian and Lebanese, and when we gathered, it was always around my grandparents' kitchen table. We came together not just through cooking, but through creating, finding joy in the messiness of sharing ingredients and histories and cultures. The kitchen table held our plates, our laughter, and our stories. In my first year of college at CU, I felt disconnected, disoriented. I switched my major 3 times. The table I had grown up around, the one filled with warmth and stories and love, was gone. It was replaced by a single desk, 1.5 feet of laminated wood, a stiff chair, and what felt like a world of distance between my peers and me. Until one night, a friend invited me to her senior showcase in architecture. It was December, it was dark, freezing. I trudged across campus to the only lights still on, the environmental design building. As I walked inside, it was loud. People gathered around tables. Students were sharing their work, professors were singing their praises, and proud parents were listening to the stories of the semester. The tables here were alive, filled with questions and answers and imagination. Students' work covered every surface and every wall. There were drawings and models and lights and sculptures and laughter and warmth. My friend told me if I ever wanted to join this program, I would have to start in the basement. So she led me down a flight of stairs to the studios in the strangely configured, rather dark and cold bottom floor of the building. The shelves here each seemed to slant in slightly different directions. The wood stools wobbled on the uneven ground. Those studio spaces were filled with desks, but the desks were not separated from one another. In fact, they were not separated at all. They were pushed together haphazardly into little clusters, each one marked with stray X-Acto blade cuts, globs of tacky glue, the accidental stroke of a venturing micron, the quintessential marks of creating. They came together and held the stories of the people that sat around them, just like my grandparents' table did. There are so many stories of ENVD to celebrate. The jury weeks, the study abroad trips, the design builds, presentations to lawmakers, conferences, collaboration with our communities, student organizations, and late nights in studio. I could talk about each and every one of these for days, but the part that I carry with me are the days when nothing worked, when we sat around studio tables stuck, frustrated, unsure of what we were building or who we were becoming. Sitting around the tables that populate the ENVD building, I have experienced the absolute gift of being seen and of witnessing. I learned through ENVD not just how to gather around tables, to collaborate, to see and support one another, but we also learn that we have the capacity to create, to build the tables. So why does that matter? This past year, I worked on an honors project with my advisor, Shaheen Rudbari. It took me to an immigration detention center in Denver, Colorado. The tables there were different. They're bolted to the floor, hard, cold, surrounded by barriers. We studied every element of that space, how every inch of space is designed, intentionally, strategically, and in that context, specifically to isolate and control. That project deepened what we learned through our classes here in ENVD, that everything around us is designed. As we go out into a world that is rapidly surging in many ways towards the past, I challenge us to remember two things. First, the meaning of what we learned here at ENVD, that we, as future designers, carry power to create spaces to heal or to harm, to reflect the world or to reshape it, to make space that keeps people apart or that invites people to come together. And second, the importance of how we learn here in ENVD, that we as future designers are connected, that we created together, that we supported one another through making models, finishing Rhino files, pulling all-nighters at the sink, and enduring critiques. So like our education at ENVD has taught us, let us build with dignity, design with intention, keep asking questions, support one another, and make room for new chairs wherever we are sitting. Because what we do matters, and how we do it might just matter even more. So as we prepare to become graduates of ENVD, to our faculty, our mentors, and staff who chose to sit with us, to challenge us, to teach us, to show up for us every day for the last 4 years, thank you. And to our family and friends, thank you for your care and support and making it possible for us to receive this life-changing education. And to my fellow graduates, it is my sincere hope that as we launch into our futures, that we remember our incredible capacity to create experiences like the one that we had here. This program is giving us more than a degree. It's giving us each other. And it has been the absolute honor of my lifetime to sit beside you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Serena. I now introduce Nate Jones, who's going to introduce our Latin Honors students.
Boy, oh boy, everybody. Still trying to recover from hanging out with y'all for about 3 hours on the football field, as my red face may attest to. But nevertheless, as Stacy said, I'm Nate Jones, and my task here is to identify our 13 wonderful students who received Latin Honors designation for this academic year. So for those of you who are unaware, ENVD offers a Latin Honors experience in which a small group of high-achieving environmental design students undertake a rigorous research project for a period of almost an entire calendar year. And then the outcome of that is a written thesis, and for many of the students, an associated design project, which I think is quite unique among ENVD Latin Honors projects versus other Latin Honors projects in the university. And I love that. Now, the ENVD Latin Honors program began in 2015. It was started by this wonderful ENVD faculty member named Georgia Lindsay, and she left the program several years ago, and ultimately it was passed on to me as the steward, as the director of the Latin Honors program in 2023. It is now 2025, and I just realized this morning, but that marks 10 years of the ENVD Latin Honors program, so that's exciting stuff for me. Yeah, cool. All right, so the experience for the students is undertaking rigorous amounts of research, writing, designing, and that's mentored by an ENVD faculty member, which all culminates in March as the students publicly present their projects in a public symposium, and then they defend their projects with a committee of faculty members. Now, for those who successfully defend their project, they receive a Latin honors designation. There are 3 of those, cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude, and those are determined based on the quality of the project and the defense, in addition to their GPA, which is factored in. All right, so at this point, I'm going to identify all 13 of our Latin honors designation recipients. I'm going to say their project name, so as I say your name, please stand, and I'll say your project title, and then you can go ahead and sit down. All right, so AJ Jelanek. Yeah, the title of her project is Natural Delicacies, Exploring Environmental Preferences and How They Relate to Human Foraging Behavior. Aspen Randolph. Rhythm and Resistance, Spatial Design Strategies for Cultural Resilience in Gentrified Areas. Cameron Cooper. Engaging with Grief in American Landscapes, Developing a Community Engagement Framework Tailored to Victims of Mass Shootings. Connor Chansey. Disparities in Biking Infrastructure Development, Analyzing Policy, Economic, and Social Factors in Colorado's Front Range Cities. Georgina Lopez Valle. Inside Out, Exploring how interior design perpetuates systemic disadvantages in mobile home communities. Marjorie Malloy. A case study in well-being, implementing mental health-focused design in existing public high schools. Kinsey Anger. The Rural Alaskan Energy Hub, harmonizing Inupiaq subsistence living practices and energy infrastructure equity in the Bering Strait region through culturally responsive design innovation. All right, Logan Shockey. Muse, multi-species sensory engagement enhancing emotional bonds with non-human organisms through human-computer interaction. Mary Miller. Landscapes from Above, a layered framework of ecology and infrastructure, regional and municipal airports in Minnesota. Maya Handelman. Mutual Flourishing, uplifting mutual beneficial relationships between humans and Colorado native species through urban landscape design. Olivia Hayes. Olivia, I did not write down your project title. I'm so sorry. You can kill me afterward. Serena Langdon-Dimidjian. Bearing witness behind hidden doors, architectural testimony, and fabulation in immigration detention. And finally, Toria Lindemuth. Adaptive reuse assessment, revising redevelopment policies in Denver, Colorado to promote sustainability. Excellent work. Congratulations, ENVD Latin Honors students. You did an excellent job this year. Thank you.
Hi, it's me again. So I have the privilege as our spring graduation ceremony to celebrate the contributions, dedication, and leadership of the environmental design that bears a scholar learning community, particularly our scholars present here today. The ENVD Diverse Scholars, or EDDS, is more than a scholarship program. It's a community grounded in the belief that the future of design must be more inclusive, more representative, and more just. EDDS supports and uplifts underrepresented students, empowering them to transform the face and the mission of the design profession. Many of our EDDS alumni continue to give back, mentoring the next generation, sharing wisdom and helping others navigate spaces that don't always feel welcoming. That legacy of mutual support and collective resilience is what makes this community so powerful. We also know that the design world and the world beyond it can be difficult, especially for the voices that have been historically excluded or silenced. And that is why, now more than ever, we need designers who understand, support, and actively defend the importance of diversity. This isn't just about fairness, it's about impact. Diverse perspectives lead to better, most responsive, and more human-centered design. Your presence, your voice, and your leadership matters in studios, firms, communities, and movements for change. So as you go forward, remember the values that brought you here: community, equity, courage, and care. Build strong networks. Advocate for yourselves and for others, and most importantly, stay true to your design vision. We encourage you to remain connected to the EDDS community, to the ENVD community, to one another, and to the broader design profession. You are part of something bigger, and we can't wait to see where this will take you. Now, we would like to recognize our outstanding EDDS scholars. Students, as I say your names, please stand. And everyone, please join me in congratulating our 2025 Environmental Design Diverse Scholars. Jonathan Drasnin. Georgina Lopez Valle. Kevin Urbina. Kogan Wing. Asta Patel. Lydia Van Arsdale. And Aiden Simpson.
Thank you, Val, and congratulations to our Latin honors and our ENVD diverse scholars. It seems that there may not be enough seats. I see people standing towards the back and on the sides. There are several seats right behind the graduates, so please feel free to make your way to those seats if you would like to sit down. We will now recognize students graduating with distinction and high distinction. Students who have achieved a cumulative CU GPA between 3.5 and 3.75 are graduating with distinction. Students who've achieved a GPA of 3.75 or above receive high distinction. Students receiving the distinction or high distinction, please stand. Congratulations. We all know that that is not easy in ENVD. I would now like to recognize students and guests who are currently serving in the United States Armed Forces, as well as those who have served in the past. We thank you for your service. Please rise to be recognized. All right, and now for our main event. We will recognize the members of the graduating class. They will cross the stage in the order they are seated. Nate Jones will be calling names. Nate is not only the director of our Latin Honors program, but he is also the director of advising and professional development. Many of you, he's a critical person in many of your lives, especially lately. He has practiced diligently to pronounce your names correctly. Please do keep in mind that those pronunciations may not always be perfect, but I know that Nate will do his best to call out the over 100 names of our graduating class today. I have the honor of handing you your diploma. In the interest of everyone's health, we'll forego handshakes this evening. And yeah, so are we ready to go? Amanda will lead students in order to cross the stage.
Should we start? Ready to start? Okay. Video. Serena Langdon-Dimidjian. Mary Ann Miller. Benjamin Montoya. Kieran Hodder. Tyler Sims. Cal Andrews. Gavin Meinke. Ethan Schaefer. Tobin Taylor. Jackson Facino.
Yeah, that's what it is. Run it out, run it out, run it out. There you go, there you go. They gotta hear back there. They gotta hear back there.
Jackson Facina. Boy, oh boy. Ratchford Bear. Sean Bezetta. Joseph Franco. Brockton Winkler. Brooke Schifrin. Maya Sophia Sharp. Oh, Mia. Excuse me, Mia Sophia Sharp. Apologize, Mia. Lainey Voss and Huffy. Caitlin Young. Rachel Rung. Sarah Kirstein. Maya Runyon. Jonathan Draznin. Jake Drummond. Marjorie Malloy. Aiden Simpson. Kogan Nguyen. Ryder Phelps. Gabriella Narby. Abigail Campbell. Maya Handelman. Grace Godfrey. Daniel McInerney. Skylar Cahan. Eddie Hammerly. Paul Villarreal. Ryan Moss. Andrew McMahon. Austin Villarreal. Liam Malloy. Megan Bertrand. Aiden Foster. Tyler Robinson. Leighton Karimi. Aspen Randolph. Adrian Newland. Adrian J. Newland. Excuse me. Huh? Sure. Olivia Hayes, and her Latin Honors Project title is?
It's called Hydroscape, and it's applying decentralized water systems to adaptive reuse buildings within Colorado.
Rachel Hamilton. Alexandra Johnson. Ella Parrington. Anya Bailey. Lauren Walters. Virginia Wilson.
Oh, Rayleigh.
Rayleigh Johns. Rayleigh Johns. Liana Ruth Bradley. Oliver Gillingham. Ethan Overly. Owen Forsyth. Finnegan Wells. Finn Stewart. Fletcher Spear. Jillian Draheim. Caroline Trout. Ellen Bergen. Connor Brisolari. Luke Hattier-Reese. Nathan Kingdom. Lauren Brewer. Mia Coletto. Finley Horn. Eliza Miller. Harrison Chug. Harry Chug. Kinsey Hanger. Victoria Lindenmuth. Stephen Strome. Sophie Burke. Joad Yassin. Joad Amen Yassin. Adam Fight. Noah Bright. Oscar Yaub. Asta Patel. Shyla Santos. Lydia Van Arsdale. Anna Postalake. Kemba Hiroki. Grady Andrews. Ryan Humphrey. Taylor Peterson. Siobhan Rose Murphy. Nate Pino. Alan Martinez Ibarra. Alan Alexis Martinez Ibarra. Thomas Acuna. Grant Bulsinger. Nicholas Davis. Michael Milano. Kyle McPheron. Casey Perkins. Chloe Albright. Luke Mather. Noah Harris. Corinne Hansen. Hannah Hall. Sarah Zander. Sarah Lytle. CJ Eberly. Haley Freeman. Sage Orion Davis. Alexandra Vela. Michael Santana. Aiden Marlowe. Hey. Elena DeShano. Knox Kuntz.
No names here.
Remy Trangia Daniel. Giovanna Silva. Just Audrey. Audrey.
Audrey Lips.
Audrey Lips, okay. Catherine Taylor. Daniel Eisenstein. Brittany Ladomski. Isabel Simkus. Grace Lee, Grace Anna Lee. Connor Stephen Chansey. Aaron Cohey. Isabella Hellman. Saleh Al-Zamil. Sean Malhart. Ian Tilley. Stasia Smith. Stasha Smith. Hayden Ember Mozek. Melanie Santiago. Lillian Flanham. Daniel Garcia. Sydney Brennan. Evan Anderson. Mary Kate Riley. Alexandra Fisher. Daniel Kimball III. Ethan Zimmerman. Kira Hughes. Avery May Vetter. Isa Gersner. Menonita Sanchananat. Maya Lebedinsky. Amy Tashler. Rachel Martino. Zoe Hunt. Emily Van Gilder. Logan Shockey. Avery Johnson. Angus Keddy. Cameron Cooper. Nick Lanka. Wyatt Sabadosh. Kata Ladovic. Dylan Hoffman. Sarah Fitzpatrick. Jackson Roth. Bora Hati. Hannah Kimsey. Hannah Grace Kimsey. Ming Sheong Town. Kevin Olina. Sasha Weil. Maya Bauman. Eric Durrigan. Jason Kapeloff. John LaFrance. Apoorva Modi. Krista Miller. Adam Howard. Lance Wollenweber. Ella Duchesne. Casey Naughton. Matthew Walker. Grant Gould. Sophie Perot. AJ Jelonic. Georgina Lopez Valle. Masani Salazar. Ian Marchigiani. Ethan Civi-Barrios. Jameson Good.
You guys did it. Congratulations, graduates. You may move your tassel to the left. Graduates, each of you has friends and family who supported you along the way, in your challenges and your successes. Students, please stand and face the back and join me in a final round of applause for your friends and family. That concludes our 2025 ENVD graduation ceremony.